Hello and welcome to Unacademy. My dear students, today we will be discussing in detail. We'll be continuing our session with India Yearbook Budget and Economic Survey. We are into the budget session now. One of the most important thing, my dear students, in this regard, we will be going through line by line. Afterwards, we'll have a short form, a abridged version of that. We'll have tests and also we'll discuss all these things from the mains perspective, prelims perspective, all these things. My dear students, these are the UPSC books which you have to refer. These are more important than you reading newspaper daily because questions are coming from these books. My dear students, for the next 1 year, India will be ruled by the budget because everything needs money. So, in this respect, you have to internalize the budget in a way like you have to read in an exhaustive way, then only you can understand the things. If you read the gist, it is not possible. Somehow, I will be telling all those things later. As of now, I want to read, I want to study. My students should study line by line. In this regard, I'll be taking up the budget session. In this, my dear students, budget is a document. Budget document will be having 14 important things. You should go through all of them. I'm not saying that everything is important to the same extent. What I'm saying is that all these things constitute budget, right? So you have to go through all these things. You should know the importance of all these things. And this is easily available, freely available. You can download the original copy of these things, my dear students. I will be going all through all of these things, if possible, in a sequential way. Wherever it is important, I'll be giving more time. Wherever it's not important, I'll be just walking through. Having said that, I welcome you all to Let's Crack UPSC Civil Service Examination with India's largest learning platform. I asked you to get a subscription. Then you may ask me, like, sir, what is that we are getting with a subscription? You will be getting access to structured courses. What are the structured courses? You new students will be amazed at the subjectivity, the vastness of you the things. Some saying that this is one of the toughest examination. When you come for preparation, like you won't be knowing there are many like 10 to 15 subjects. You won't be aware of those things. How to study, where to study, what to study. You'll be confused. In this regard, you can just take our structured courses where we have taken care of all these doubts. We have used the UPSC syllabus, the previous year questions, and we have come up with the top educators. These top educators have prepared these structured courses. All these things will be in the form of live classes, not recorded, where you can engage the educator. These live classes are supplemented by live tests and quizzes where you'll be having unlimited access to all these things, my dear students. The best way, the only way to get these things is to download the Unacademy Learners app. If you download the Unacademy Learners app, you'll be getting many things for free. The special classes I will be conducting with respect to budget, economic survey, and India yearbook are free. I'm conducting special classes on the Learners app. These things will be for free. The thing I'll be doing the same thing on YouTube and also the app. But what we do on app will be like to a greater extent it will be different and it will be more interactive, more engaging. Not only that, there you will be getting the PDF of these things. It will be very important for you and also easy for you to revise things. After downloading the app, do use my promo code Buddha. If you want to get discount, use Buddha 10. My dear students, this is a brief about me. I've been teaching UPSC aspirants for the past 11 years or so. In this direction, I have written many books. The latest are with respect to India book, Ethics, Integrity, and Aptitude. All this happened because of my mentor, my guru, M. Lakshmikant, the stalwart of polity. My dear students, I owe all my success and anything what I have to my teachers, in that especially to Lakshmikant. He was very cooperative in that regard, and like it was like a silver lining for all my preparation, my dear students. At an academy, it's not only me, top educators like Brunal Patel, Roman Saini, I Sung, we are teaching at an academy, my dear students. These top educators have created courses from polity, history, geography, which covers the syllabus comprehensively. So, my dear students, I asked you to get a plus subscription. With one plus subscription, you will be having access to unlimited courses, my dear students. For all these things, you can avail 10% discount. My dear students, with 10% discount, you'll be getting the things for very, very remunerative price, my dear students. See, with my promo code, you'll be getting 10% discount for 2 years, just 64,000, my dear students. For 2 years, this you won't get anywhere. Similarly, for the iconic subscription, use my promo code Buddha10. You'll be getting once again 10% discount. For 2 years, you'll be charged just 1,04,000, my dear students. What are you waiting for? Get a subscription. My dear students, we have come up with numerous batches. This new year, we have started with new vigor, where we'll be having 6 months batch, 1 year batch, 2 year batch, and also NCRT batches. All these things will be in English, Hindi, and bilingual, which will be very, very easy for you to cater to and understand the things. I think you have participated in our previous Unacademy Combat. It is one of the most competitive gamified UPSC civil service battle till date. My dear students, here you'll be having 45 minutes and you'll be having 60 questions, and it will be based on relative scoring, and all these things will be based on the relative scoring you'll be getting, and will be winning amazing prizes, my dear students. Don't miss. It is happening on 7th of February at 11 a.m. We have got a combo pack also, where you can have both optional and also GS together. What is the benefit of that? You will be getting a lot of discount, up to 40% discount you will be getting if you take both optional and also GS. Having said that, let's begin our class. Budget 2021-22, A to Z, line by line. This is me, Raghu, with you, your educator. Let's get started. My dear students, as I said, we have to go through all of these things. All are very, very important in this regard. Like second, third, and fourth are constitutionally mandated, and the D thing, D1 and D2, 5 and 6 are a statutory obligation, my dear students. Other are in the form of explanatory thing, but you should have a fair idea of what all the things present there. Questions are directly coming, my dear students, from these things. Having said that, we'll begin with in a sequence from the finance minister budget speech. In that, as you are aware, it is being divided into 6 pillars, as the finance minister herself says. In this, my dear students, first and foremost, let me just introduce and brief the things very fast, because this is very, very important. You should learn and internalize here itself. Pradhanmantri Garib Kalyan Yojana. These are the things which we have already dealt. So I'll be going very fast, my dear students. Pradhanmantri Garib Kalyan Yojana. It was announced like within 48 hours of declaration of the 3 week long lockdown. Here, the things are given for free: food, cooking gas, and also cash is given. After that, we started Atmanirbhar Bharat package 1, 2, 3. All these things almost resulted in 27 lakh crores, equivalent to or more than 30% of our GDP. In 2021, we in 2020-21 we had many important reforms. My dear students, you have to internalize all of these things for your examinations. Questions do come from these things. A very important quotation given in the India Yearbook. This may be asked for you in the mains examination. Here, birds sing, birds will sing before the dawn is still dark, isn't it? Birds will sing before the dawn is still dark, but the bird feels the light. That is the reason they sing. And Tagore says that faith is the bird that feels the light and sings when the dark is still dark. This is compared to the present situation where still we are in the darkness of the COVID 19, but we are placed in a better way. So, this faith, this hope of faith will lead us to a very, very good thing in future. Not only that, this post-COVID era is being equated in the budget to the post-World War scenario where all the equations changed. Is it clear? Any doubt with respect to this proverb? It's very meaningful and it is timely. These are the important things which will happen in 2021. My dear students, please do go through this thing. The chances of asking these things in the examination are very, very high, especially with respect to the last three: India's turn to BRICS presidency, the year of our Chandrayaan-2 mission, and Haridwar Mahakumbh Mela. Then all of part A of the speech of Sitaraman was about Atmanirbhar Bharat. Atmanirbhar means self-reliant. Atmanirbhar means self-reliant, means people having confidence over their capabilities and skills. When it comes to Atmanirbhar Bharat, is the confidence of all the Indians in their capabilities and skills. This budget is divided into six pillars. In that, we have discussed already three of them. We'll discuss the others in a sequence. Health and well-being, it has seven components. First being health systems. In that, PM Atmanirbhar Swasthya Bharat is a very, very important centrally sponsored program which is related to the healthcare system, national institutions, and also it is different from National Health Mission. Very important. It is for next 6 year it will be there. So PM Atmanirbhar Swasthya Bharat Yojana, very important. Next is with respect to nutrition, we have come up with Portion 2 by merging supplementary nutrition program and Portion Abhiyan. To have universal coverage of water supply, we have come up with Jal Jeevan Mission Urban, where all the local bodies will be having household connections. This will be launched. In addition, in Amrut cities, there will be liquid waste management. This will be for 5 years. See, all these things are very important, my dear students. Then we are entering into Urban Swachh Bharat Mission 2. We had one, now it is two. It will be for 5 years till 2026, and all this will be focusing on one of some of the important things which you already know. These are general, but you should know all these things. Urban Swachh Bharat Mission 2 for 5 years, the outlay of 1.5 lakh crores for from 2021 to 2026. Clean air, here More than 2,000 crore rupees is given to 45 urban centers with a population of more than 1 million. My dear students, we have come up with scrapping policy where some of the vehicles which are like used more than 20 years for personal use and 15 years in commercial use will be voluntarily undergoing the test, and afterward if they are found to have more polluting norms, more pollution, they will be scrapped. Vaccination, pneumococcal vaccine is very very important. My dear students, it is made in India and it will be rolled out in all the states from the next year. For COVID-19 vaccine, 35,000 rupees are being released. Inclusive development and aspirational India. In this we have got four important sections. In this agriculture and allied sections, number one, there is an increase in the farmers' income because of the MSP, which is at least 1.5 times the cost of production, and also there is increase in the procurement of the of these food grains. Swamitwa scheme, it is a record of rights given to property owners in villages. In this year, it will be rolled on and extended to all the state. Swamitwa, a record of rights is being given to property owners in villages. Agriculture credit, the focus will be on animal husbandry, dairy and fishery. Rural Infrastructure Development Fund, the and it will be enhanced, the allocation will be enhanced to 40,000 crores. Micro Irrigation Fund, which is under NABARD with a corpus of 5,000 crores, will be doubled with addition of another 5,000 crores. Operation Green Scheme was a very very important scheme. Here it is to add value addition to agriculture and allied products and for export. Previously it was limited to three crops, that is tomato, onion and potato. Now it will be enlarged to 22 perishable products. And ENAM, more than like 1,000 more mandis will be integrated with ENAM this year. ENAM was a very very successful one. It has brought transparency and competitiveness. Agriculture Infrastructure Fund would be made available to APMC for augmenting their infrastructural facilities. With respect to fisheries, we are we are now in the process of development of modern fishing harbors and fish lining centers. In case of inland fishing harbors and fish land centers, we are developed along the banks of the rivers and the waterways. Five major fishing harbors, Kochi, Chennai, Visakhapatnam, Paradip, and Patagot, will be developed as hubs of economic activity. Multi-purpose seaweed park will be established in Tamil Nadu, very important. Migrant workers, for that we have got a very important program, that is One Nation, One Ration Card scheme, which is very very important. By this it is already implemented in 32 states, and in another few in 32 states and united in few months the whole India will be covered. In this you can avail the ration wherever you are present, not you need not go to your native place. And also a portal for unorganized workers, especially this gig and building construction workers will be made, which will collect relevant information. Implementation of four labor laws which were pending for the last 20 years is a great achievement. For the first time globally, social security benefits will be extended to gig and platform workers. Platform workers are those who will be using the platform like your Amazon, Ola, Uber, those, and minimum wages will be applied to all categories of workers, and they all will be covered under employee state insurance corporation. And now women will be allowed to work in all categories of jobs and even in the night shifts with adequate protection. Compliance burden on the employers will be reduced with single registration and licensing and online returns, my dear students. With respect to financial inclusion, we let's stand up India. This is a program for SC, ST, and women. Here, there is a reduction of margin money required from 25% to 15%, and it would include loans for activities allied to agriculture, not only agriculture, allied to agriculture. And MSME budget has been doubled this year, reinvigorating the human capital in this one. First and four important thing is 100 new science schools will be set up with partnership of NGOs, private schools, or the state. Next is next is with respect to 15,000 schools, which will be qualitatively strengthened to include all the components of national education policy. And these schools will be serving as model schools for others in the area. Then, with respect to higher education, we have come up with Higher Education Commission of India. It's a very, very important thing, my dear students. Please do internalize. It was mentioned in 2019-20 budget, but now it is being materialized. Introducing a legislation in this year to implement this Higher Education Commission. And this Higher Education Commission will be having like overreach or like vast area of the subjects. It will be an umbrella body having four separate vehicles like standard setting, accreditation, regulation, and funding. Glue grant, my dear students, you might be aware there are many cities like Hyderabad, Bangalore, where there are many government institutions and also organizations which are supported by government of India. But they are working on their own and there is no like interlinking of the things. So to overcome these things, in nine such cities where you have got more government of India supported institutions, there will be a formal structure, formal mechanism to bring all this together and to bring synergy in these things while retaining the internal autonomy. Setting up a central university in Leh to access higher education in Ladakh. Central University for Higher Education in Leh, Ladakh. With respect to SC and ST, new model Ekalavya Residential School numbering 750 will be opened in tribal areas and the amount for each school will be 38 crores. In hilly and difficult areas, it will be 48 crores. Post-matric scholarship has been revamped completely and also central assistance is enhanced. And for 6 years, that is till 2026, the total of 35,000 crores has been released and it will benefit a huge amount of 4 crore SC students. With respect to skill development, National Apprentice Promotional Scheme was launched in 2016. Now, it is proposed to amend the Apprenticeship Act with a view to further enhance apprenticeship opportunities for the youth. So, in this direction, we are realigning the existing National Apprenticeship Promotional Scheme for providing post educational apprenticeship and also training for graduates and diploma holders in engineering. It will be amounting for 3,000 crores, my dear students. Skills integrate training inter-training program TITP in partnership with Japan will be taken to transfer Japanese industry and vocal skills. And with respect to UAE, will be having skill qualifications assessment and certification accompanied by deployment of certified workforce. My dear students, innovation and R&D. Innovation and R&D is a very, very important thing. The previous things like land, labor, which were the important factors of production. For this, a new thing has come, that is technology. Technology has become very, very important. It is in addition to the previously present factors of production like land, labor, entrepreneur, money. Technology is a very, very important thing. This technology can be developed only by innovation and R&D. My dear students, in these things, nothing much has been said in the budget. They are very, very small things. One area which is been explicitly said is with respect to industry and infrastructure, which we'll be discussing tomorrow. Innovation and R&D. Here, National Research Foundation. National Research Foundation announced in 2019 budget itself, but it has not yet come into being. Now, the modalities have been worked down. National Research Foundation, very, very important with respect to innovation and R&D. It will be for 50,000 crores, a huge amount, 50,000 crores, and it will be for 5 years. National Research Foundation will ensure that overall research ecosystem of the country is strengthened with a focus on identified national priority trust areas. It is a very, very important thing with respect to the overall research ecosystem. It will strengthen the very research happening in India. The focus will be on identified national priority trust areas. It will be for 5 years from 2021-22, and it will be for 50,000 crores, my dear students. Digital payment in recent times, one of the reason maybe with respect to COVID-19 pandemic, digital payment has increased manifold. So in government has thought of in even encouraging this, and it want to further encourage these things. So they have allocated 1050 crore rupees for promoting digital payment for a proposed scheme. They have not yet given the name of the scheme. It will be out for this already. 1050 crores have been proposed, and to promote financial incentives to promote digital modes of payment. So financial incentives will be provided if someone is using digital modes of payment. Next is National Language Translation Mission. Very important. This is a new initiative. My dear students, all the things what we study in budget are very, very important for the reason that they will be there at least for next 1 year, and also many are new initiative. National Language Translation. What they are translating? They are translating the things related to governance and policy. They are translating the wealth of governance and policy related knowledge on internet, and it will be made available to major Indian languages. National Language Translation Mission. In this one, we are translating the knowledge which is present in the internet. Now, as you are aware, like everything is just a Google away. So knowledge is present on the internet, but it is not present in the local language. So through this program, we want to translate this knowledge relating to governance and also policy into the major Indian language. National Language Translation Mission, NTLM. It's a new initiative. Next, a very, very important thing, my dear students, a milestone. India is ahead of many of the countries with respect to rocket science, with respect to space science, my dear students. In this regard, PSLV, PSLV Polar Satellite Launch Vehicle CS51 CS51 launch will be carrying Amazonia satellite of Brazil. Very, very important. PSLV CS51 will be carrying Amazonia satellite of Brazil along with a few small Indian satellites also. So what are the main payloads? One is Amazonia satellite from Brazil, and also few small Indian satellites will also be carried. This will be executed by the New Space India Limited. What is New Space India Limited? It is a PSU, public sector undertaking under Department of Space. My dear students, please internalize and read about the New Space India in the India Yearbook. Right? PSLV CS51 will be launched this year, and it will be carrying Amazonia satellite from Brazil along with few small Indian satellites. This will be executed by New Space India Limited, a public sector undertaking in the Department of Space. Right? Next, first unmanned space mission. First unmanned space mission will be launched in December 2021. This is very, very important. In this direction, four of Indian astronauts are being trained in generic space flight aspects. Means no generic, in general, holistic, covering all the aspects. Generic space flight aspect. So they have been trained in Russia and as a part of Gaganyaan mission activities. So, unmanned space flight will be launched in December 2021, my dear students. Next, deep ocean mission. It will be for 5 years with 4,000 crores. Please note the amount which is being spent. My dear students, oceans are the wealth of resources. So, to exploit those things, we have come up with Deep Ocean Mission, a new project for 5 years. Deep Ocean Mission, Deep Ocean Survey Exploration. What we are doing? We will be doing deep ocean, not like shore. We will be doing deep ocean survey exploration, and also project for conservation of deep sea biodiversity, a very, very important. Not only this mission is for exploration, this mission is also for the conservation of a deep sea biodiversity. This biodiversity includes all the levels, like from species to population, ecosystem, everything will be covered, communities, all these things. So in deep sea mission, very important thing, deep sea means very, very not like shore, offshore, all this thing. Deep sea mission for exploration and also for conservation of deep sea biodiversity. Next important thing, and the sixth pillar in the governance thing, is with respect to minimum government and maximum governance. My dear students, this needs to be explained a little more. Minimum government and maximum governance is what is been in trend since 1980s. This is the one which has led to the thought, which has led to the concepts of liberalization, privatization, and globalization. Why minimal government? Why maximum governance? Here you should know the difference between what is government and what is governance. My dear students, government is a structure. Governance is a process. Governance is an act of collectively. Please internalize carefully. Government is an act of collectively solving the problems, collective problem solving, decision making. Governance is collective problem solving, collective decision making. For this, we were using government. Government is an instrument. Government is a structure. Government is an instrument. This instrument is not working properly. It is not efficient. So it is the time to change. It is the time to redefine. Here we are not saying we don't want government. What we need is minimal government. Means previously government was everywhere, from everything. Just think about some 20 years back, before 1991, even like 2021, 2001, government was everywhere. You name the area, government was there. My dear students, in this regard, to overcome the limitations, what we have done, roll back of the government, roll back of the government. With this rollback, there is minimum government, like it will be carrying some of the things like law and order, enforcing the contracts, right? Because these things cannot be left to the market. If government is minimized, if government is rolled back, someone has to occupy that position, right? Government is rolling back, then there is some vacuum created. Who will occupy that? This will be occupied by the market. My dear students, why we are going for privatization of the public sector undertaking? Why we are disinvesting in public sector undertaking? These were the jewels. Lot of investment is made, but these are very, very loss making till recently. A classical example like HMT. When I was a child, people like the fame of HMT watches was so high that they always like for marriage. It was one of the important gift token or anything whatever you say, dowry or anything you say. HMT watch was one of the prerequisite for the bridegroom. Now where is HMT? Because they have failed miserably. So we want maximum governance, means it is a process of problem solving. We want that maximum. But we want less government, minimal government. Only where market is not suitable, only where market is not suitable to the democratic ideas and ethos, then only government should take up the work. Otherwise, it should be left to the market. This is the principle of new public administration, and this is the running thing. This is the basis for your liberalization, privatization, and globalization. Why minimal government? Because government has miserably failed. It is not economic, it is not efficient, right? So, with this agenda, we are having many programs. What are they? Number one, rationalize the functioning of the tribunals. Tribunals are quasi judicial structures where you will be having people from judiciary and also from officials. So in the last few years, government has taken many measures to speed up the delivery in justice. And government is committed to further the process to rationalize the functioning of the tributaries. My dear students, you should know all of the things, all the measures which the government has taken with respect to rationalizing the function of a tributary in the last year. Next is National Commission for Allied Health Care Professional Bills. A very important thing, my dear students. National Commission for Allied Health Care Professionals Bill. It is already introduced. One of the important thing, it is already introduced in the parliament, but not yet passed. It is even introduced. National Commission for Allied Healthcare Professionals Bill, with a view of ensuring transparency and efficient regulations of 56 allied healthcare professionals. There are many healthcare professionals allied to, and not only the doctors, there are many professionals allied to this healthcare. So all these 56 allied healthcare professionals, for them is this bill, National Commission for Allied Healthcare Professionals Bill. This has already been introduced. My dear students, please make note of this. See, my dear students, especially with respect to GS2, You should take care of very important things, especially in mains, that is the bills, the acts, the Supreme Court judgment, and the Government of India programs. These are the things which you have to give more focus on. If you cover these things and the burning topics, as you all aware, burning topics are the news which is there. But student, this is the way you have to prepare for mains. See all the bills, Supreme Court judgment, Government of India programs and schemes, and also burning issues. If you just cover all these things, my dear students, you will be getting more than 50% of the questions in these things. If you don't believe, you just go and see these things. See the previous year questions. Fine. National Nursing and Midwifery Commission Bill. My dear students, it is a very important and it's need of the hour, because like with respect to nursing professionals, the things were not that good and it was one of the neglected thing. They were not given on par, like a status or any things with respect to doctors. So with respect, so for like there were many practice, now malpractices, inefficiency, all these things. So this bill is not yet introduced. It will be introduced this year. This is National Nursing and Midwifery Commission Bill. Nurses, all these things. Midwifery means the health science and health profession that deals with pregnancy, childbirth, and postpartum period, that is including the care of the newborn. Postpartum means after 6 months after the birth, in addition to sexual and reproductive health of the women through their lives. So if someone is professing that as a profession, they are known as midwife, right? This is a very important bill, along with your National Commission for Allied Healthcare Professionals bill. My dear students, next one is conciliation mechanism for dispute redressal. Here this is a very important thing, because there are a lot of disputes with respect to the government organization and the people who are involved directly or indirectly with the government or central public sector enterprises, or the contractors who are involved. They often complain that there is a very bad bureaucratic attitude shown towards them, which cannot be tolerated. So, to increase the ease of doing business for those who deal with government and central public service enterprises, or who carry out contracts, conciliation mechanisms will be set up. What is this conciliation mechanism? Conciliation mechanism is an alternate dispute redressal, or alternate dispute redressal mechanism, or you can also say alternate dispute resolution mechanism, where alternate, what is the first primary thing? Through courts. This is a alternate to the courts, where the things will be the settlement of the disputes by mutual and friendly agreement, with a view of avoiding litigation. If you go to the courts, it will be struck there, and you, for both it will be a lose-lose situation if they go to the court for many reasons of the procedural things or the delays which happen, all these things. So conciliation mechanisms will be taken up. It will be one of the important thing, and it will increase the ease of doing business. The mandate, and it will be made mandated, and government will mandate conciliation mechanism for quick resolution of the contractual disputes. This will instill confidence in private investors and contractors. So conciliation is one of the alternate dispute resolution, or anything which you do out of the court is said to be alternate dispute resolution. Fine. This mechanism will be introduced for those who are dealing with the government or central public service enterprises, or to the contractors. Next, census. The budget says that Census 2021 will be monumental and milestone marking task because it will be the first digital census in the history of India. For this, 3,768 crores, nearly 4,000 crores are being put. Clear, my dear students? Any doubt with respect to these things? Next, Goa is celebrating the diamond jubilee of its liberation from the Portuguese rule. So, from the government of India side, a grant of 300 crores are being given to the Goa state for the celebration. Right? This is also an important event. My dear students, please do have an idea and gather some material with respect to the liberation of Goa from the Portuguese. Special scheme for tea workers of Assam and Bengal, especially for women and children. For this, more like 1,000 crores is being demarcated. Any doubt with respect to these things, my dear students? And these are all the aspects with respect to minimal government and maximum governance. My dear students, this is Raghu with you. I will be covering all these things line by line, A to Z, and this class will continue tomorrow at 6 p.m. and we'll discuss all the things in detail. Afterwards, we'll be having the gist of the things. Having said that, please do like, share, and subscribe the things. And wherever you encounter Unacademy, please do use my promo code Buddha10. My dear students, let's crack UPSC examination. Let's get first rank. Happy reading. Enjoy your preparation.